de televisión.
I'm very proud to be hosting this evening's scholarship reception, our number 7.
Thank you for gathering us here to celebrate these amazing awardees and scholarship recipients. May you bless them, Lord, prosper them, and keep their eyes fixated on all of their personal and academic goals. We thank you for all the people who are part of the National Dominican Day Parade.
Magulina, y yo te voy a dar. Como tú me pediste, Magulina, y yo te voy a dar. Magulina pa' ti, Magulina pa' mí, Magulina pa' allá.
Hey. Oh. Lo mío no es nuevo, no es cosa de ahora. Yo soy merenguero, hasta la tambora.
Lo mío no es nuevo, no es cosa de ahora. Yo soy merenguero, hasta la tambora.
Ay, merenguero hasta la tambora.
Merenguero hasta la tambora.
A bailar con guira y tambora.
Hasta la tambora.
Ay, esperar que llegue la aurora.
Merenguero hasta la tambora.
Mami, si te vas no te vayas sola.
Hasta la tambora.
Suenen los tambores, vamos a gozar.
El carnavalito, llegó el carnaval.
Llevas. Tú no lo querías, tú no lo querías. En el carnaval se goza, en el carnaval se vive. Hay desfile de comparsas y la gente ríe. Yo no quiero verte triste, vete a disfrazar. Que venga pueblo, venga gente, que ha llegado el carnaval.
Good evening, José Martinez and the Board of National Dominican Day Parade, including our own Isabel de Castro, who arranged for this event to be held here this evening.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Maria. On behalf of the National Dominican Day Parade, we are happy for you scholars. Congratulations. I just wanted to say that our president, Cristina Contreras, could not make it, but she sends her love. And she says, Wilton, I asked, what's one of the keys for your success? because Cristina Contreras is the CEO of Metropolitan Hospital, part of the New York City Health and Hospital System, the largest healthcare system in the nation. And a Dominican is the head, our president.
He tenido el placer de servir con ella y también con María Curi, otra presidenta, una mujer destacada. Muchas gracias, María Curi, por todo lo que hace. Y nuestro estimado José Ramón Martínez, graduado de Harvard University. Lo que te va a ayudar a ti, lo que te va a sacar de aquí, va a ser la educación. Y por eso que estamos aquí y lo estamos celebrando a todos ustedes. ¡Que viva la dominicanidad!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cristina Contreras. I'm the chair of the National Dominican Day Parade, and it really breaks my heart not to be able to be with you tonight in person. This year, we celebrate 40 years of uplifting, empowering, and elevating the Dominican spirit, showcasing the best Dominican culture, achievement, and legacy. The most important part of our mission is to increase the success rate of minority students in higher education and to ensure our values, traditional beliefs, folklore, and rich culture are promoted to instill in our youth. Since 2015, the National Dominican Day Parade has been able to award close to $1 million in scholarships to over 300 students. This year, more than 400 students applied. Our goal was to reach $200,000 for our scholarships, which we were able to accomplish thanks to our wonderful partners and sponsors. I'm very proud to say that we have met our goal, and tonight we will be providing scholarships to 39 students. The National Dominican Day Parade is built on a foundation of volunteerism, truly selfless act of giving back. The entire board is composed of very accomplished leaders in their own respective industry who come together to make the National Dominican Parade what it is today. But having all that, we can only come together and have the goal and the vision. But we can't accomplish any of that work without the support of the sponsors, who are not even sponsors. We call them family partners who have the true mission just like us. Like I always say, the National Dominican Day Parade, we're really more than a parade. We do events, we do food drives, we partner with our sponsors. They become part of what we do. It's a celebration, but it's hard work throughout the year. And you see, this evening is one of the culminations of all the work that we put together in partnership with the community organizations and definitely our sponsors. Today is an example of what we stand for. A special thanks to the co-chairs of the Scholarship Committee, Maria Curie and Jose Martinez, and of course, as the rest of the committee members and volunteers. Thanks to all our media partners for supporting and promoting all of our events, especially the scholarship event tonight. I also have to thank the wonderful panel and presenters tonight. Tonight is about the students, their parents for supporting them, and our board of directors members. A special shout out to the person who made this venue possible, this beautiful venue possible, Ismael de Castro, and the new Fordham president, Tania Cristina Tetlo. Thank you for your generosity and your partnership. I also graduated from Fordham University with a master's in social work in 2001. As someone who has used education to open doors in my career that seemed out of reach, I know the value of having access to great education. I want to congratulate all of the scholarship recipients, and I leave you with this message. Always remember that you are Dominican American. Never forget where you come from. I know that you will do the right thing for yourselves, your families, and your community. Be proud. Be very proud of who you are and everything that you have accomplished. We are proud of you. You are our future.
Wonderful words from our chair, Cristina Contreras, a powerhouse, and our board of directors. You are an amazing honoree for the National Dominican Day Parade, siempre presente. Washington, you need me there. I'm gonna run over there. Don't you worry, I'll be there for the parade and for what you do. So we want to present you with a gratitude. Daniela, our pride and joy from the very beginning. I remember when I interviewed Daniela, and I said, Daniela, so you sing, huh? I like to sing too. Sing. And she's like, what? I'm like, sing. And she went right to it, and I said, boy, you're just going to touch so many hearts. And you've touched ours, and at every turn, Daniela, you know, she flew in from Michigan, and she's here for us, and will always be here for us. And you're not feeling too well, so thank you for staying. We also have cash for you. She was worried about everything. I was like, we got cash. So listen, and again, guys, cash wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. There they are, Goya, Somos, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. There they are. Can we have our sponsors stand up, please? Can our sponsors stand up? Because without them, we would not be here giving out this money. Sponsors, please stand up. Yes, yes, yes. If you gave $1, you're a sponsor. Terrific. Nicole, doctora. I remember when her mom called me and she says, we all want to come to this ceremony, and you see the video from 2019 and there's Nicole and her parents, and I knew this was a good one. And so she's from the University of Miami, and that didn't stop her from saying, I want to be in New York. And I said, yeah, you're going to be in trouble. You're in New York? I'm going to call on you. And, you know, I call upon her. It's 24/7, as you well known. She's doing her residency in a place that is well known to us as well. And I'm so happy that they all know how involved you are with us. And so we also want to contribute to that amazing doctor, scholar loan that you have. So, and you also have, and you also get the medal. Here, there we go. We'll take a nice picture. Yes.
Introduce to you our first distinguished guest speaker of the night, Mrs. Indira Arrington. Mrs. Arrington is a Managing Director and Global Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer at Ares Capital Management, and she has held various senior roles at different banks, and she also serves on the boards of several committees like PolyPrep, the Committee for Hispanic Children and Families, and the Council of Urban Professionals. Now, please welcome our distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Indira Arrington.
Good evening. Ah, no, pero esto no es de dominicano. ¿Y qué pasó? Buenas noches. All right. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. It's really special for me to be here tonight, in part because of the outreach that I received. You know, you never know how you're gonna touch someone just by being, right? You know, there's this saying that says that you gotta see it to believe it, and you gotta see it to think that one day can be you. And I think that's a responsibility that as Dominicans in this space, we have to carry every day. So I want to start by sharing some statistics with you. Most people don't know this, but if the Latinos in the United States were their own country, from a global domestic product perspective, GDP, we would be the 5th largest country in the world. Think about that. The only countries that are bigger from a GDP perspective than the Latino GDP would be the United States, China, Japan, and Germany. The second statistic I want to share with you is that when you look at the census from 2010 to 2020, Latino population grew by about 22%, compared to about 4% for non-Latinos. So we're multiplying. In the United States today, 1 out of every 4 babies born is a Latino. In New York and California, it's out of every 2, 1 is a Latino. And the reason I'm sharing this data with you is because I want you to understand and believe when I tell you that you are the future of our country. And that's really important, because what that means is that you should never, ever, ever, ever walk into a room nowhere in these United States and feel like you don't belong, like there is not a space for you. We have a reputation, a negative reputation of being takers, but when you actually look at the numbers, we are givers. And I know that the scholars in this room already have the recipe to be the future leaders of this country. And then finally, I'll leave you with, to those that much is given, much is expected. There is no limit to what you can accomplish as a Dominican. So keep climbing, but always remember to look back and pull someone else with you. Live in a world where you see yourself as being in the service of others, because when you are in the service of others, others are in the service of you. And it is that community and that approach that's going to lift us all. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so proud to be Dominican, and I'm so proud of these amazing scholars, and I'm so proud of the impact that the National Dominican Day Parade is having in our community. Buenas noches.
Raul Acosta is known to our community for decades. And when you hear María se fue y la de la tanquita roja, you know it's oro sólido. Yes? Yes? The newcomers, the scholars? Yes. You know, when we think of our community musicians, we often don't think of them in the light of what else. We think that's all they do. And for the most part, we're very proud for you to know that that's not what Raul Acosta does. In fact, you know, we've honored Raul Acosta for Lifetime Achievement Award. We've given him that, he deserved that, and he was all out in 2019. Raul, can you join us?
Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias.
Yeah, I'd like to read the award. The first humanitarian award, Raul Acosta, Artista Oro Sólido. Your face is replicated on this award. It means that we need more people that do what you do. An artist shows their humanity by giving all of themselves through fundraisers to help the most needy, hurricane victims, activities to eradicate immobility, and much more to come. Felicidades, Raúl Acosta, our first humanitarian award.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored and humbled to be here. My name is Raúl Acosta. I was born in Santo Domingo, raised between New Jersey and New York. Yo tengo una orquesta que se llama Oro Sólido, la única banda que toca hasta las 15 de la mañana. Thank you. Y para nosotros ha sido un honor bien grande tener el blessing y la oportunidad de llevar nuestro merengue a más de 100 ciudades alrededor del mundo, año tras año, for the last 25 years. We're able to bring our merengue from coast to coast inside the United States, Mexico, Central America, South America, and at least 20 cities in Europe. Y para nosotros es un honor llevar nuestro merengue, nuestra cultura y toda nuestra música hacia allá. No solamente el merengue, porque tenemos bachata, dembow, salsa ahora. Yo creo que los dominicanos van a hacer cumbia y vallenato pronto y mariachi pronto. Wait for it. So thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, Goya, and all the sponsors, Fordham University, Lebron, Sid Wilson, que está por ahí afuera, y todo el mundo. I'm very honored to be here with you guys. I'm very happy to meet the people that I didn't know before. Que Dios me lo bendiga.
Terrific. Thank you, Raúl. Raúl, make sure you look at the award. It shows your face. It's a mirror. That's what it means. Okay, wonderful. Giving back to their community, because in all their essays, the connecting theme was doing good for the community and giving back. So they know and they do. So congratulations to all of you. Sid Wilson is a name that if you don't know who he is, you should find out. He is, not only because of his heritage, his father was a well-known doctor in our community, his mother is a tremendous woman in her own right, the sister, it's a family. In fact, he has a brother that has a band. We got to get him over here. But Sid Wilson is important to our community because his job is to make sure that you guys are the top elite CEOs of tomorrow. So you have to pay attention to his message. It is the closing message of tonight. Warm applause.
Un aplauso for Maria Curie because she is such an incredibly dedicated Dominicana leader, and I want to acknowledge Maria Cristina Contreras and the board of the National Dominican Day Parade, a parade that many of us, me included, have been attending for the last 40 years, and for us to be here is such an incredible privilege and honor. I also want to acknowledge all of the sponsors, all of the leaders, some dear friends that have always said presente when we say it's time to empower nuestra comunidad dominicana. Raúl Acosta, Indira Arrington, Elizabeth De Leon, and so many other leaders, and so many that I know always say presente. But I want to first make sure that we acknowledge that long before leaders like Raúl and Indira and me and many others were doing our part, They're Dominicanos that we stand on the shoulders of. I'm proud to say that my name is Sid Wilson, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Hispanic Association on Corporate Responsibility. But I'm also the son of Dr. James and Nilda Wilson, who came to the United States in the 1960s from Barahona, Dominican Republic. Baronero se puede. And I also want to recognize that there were so many that came before us. I know that I see Marilu Galvan, who's about to sit down, and here next to her with Dr. Acevedo, who I know was so deeply involved in, and of course, you know, so many leaders. And the one key thing I want everyone to share is that, you know, for the group of Dominicans that came in the 1960s and 1970s, where there weren't many Dominicanos here in New York City and around the country, they said, you know something? We came here not only for a dream, but we came here because when we plan to achieve, but we dare to exceed, then great results we will see. And so many who help open those doors so that leaders like me can move up the ranks from being in the mail room at a Wall Street investment firm, rising all the way up until I got the call from Forbes magazine that they said they did their ranking of their best Wall Street financial analysts in the country. And we're proud to rank you #1 Wall Street analyst in the field, one of the only Dominicanos in that position. And I know that everywhere I go, everywhere I know that so many of our leaders go, that we know that we bring Nuestra Comunidad Dominicana with us everywhere I go. So proud of some of the photos that you're seeing here. One was our Dominicanos at the White House that we did. It was the only time we brought Dominicanos that we infiltrated the White House and made sure we were present there during the years of President Obama. Proud that in addition to Elizabeth de Leon Bargava, about a month ago, I too got the call from the President of the United States, Joe Biden, asking me to be his advisor on advancing educational excellence for Hispanics. The only Dominicano on that commission that's there. And so proud when I was asked by former President Obama to serve on the National Museum of the American Latino as we begin to build the first ever Smithsonian National Museum of the American Latino on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. They only named one Dominicano on there, but I want to make sure that if I'm there, we're at the table tan presente. And that is where we say that when we plan to achieve, but we dare to exceed, then great results you will see. For all the scholarship recipients, know that your youth is your power. No matter what your degree, no matter what your major, no matter what your ambitions, no matter what your goals, your dreams, sky is the limit for you. When I was a student at the Ohio State University, when I was just a student, and my cable company said, we won't have Univision or Telemundo on the cable lineup, I could have easily said, okay, there's your answer. But I didn't, because I decided that if you plan to achieve, but you dare to exceed, then great results you will see. So I launched a petition drive to get all of the leaders in Central Ohio to sign a petition. And then I got that call from my alma mater, the Ohio State University, and said, can we sign on the petition? Then the Ohio State legislature said, can we sign on the petition? Then the 2 US senators at the time said, can we sign? Then the governor said we can sign. And now today, because of what happened when I was just a student, now, if you're in Central Ohio and you have Univision and Telemundo on your cable lineup, you're welcome. So don't let anyone tell you you're too young for this, you're too youth for that, you're inexperienced for that, because if I could do that as a college student, sky is the limit for all of us. And so everything that we can do, and I'm also proud that as a result of that, I'm now also the only Dominicano, the youngest Latino to be inducted into the Ohio State University Diversity Hall of Fame. And But I share this not to impress you, I share this to impress upon you that when everything we do, when we bring our Dominicanidad with us, we have significant power. Dominican power, estamos presentes. And just remember everything we're doing, but as you succeed, as you rise up, as you have the privilege of what I had a month ago when I got to ring the closing bell at NASDAQ in Times Square, where you're seeing photos of, there's me with Emilio Estefan, among the many leaders that we do. Just remember where you come from. Not a day goes by that I don't forget that I was born in New York Presbyterian Hospital in Washington Heights to two proud Dominicanos who were part of a community at the time that said, even though we're a small community in the 1970s, they were an impactful community and continue to come back. And so I'm so proud that my family is not only as an honoree, but proud that our family also came through as a family sponsor. Because we want to make sure that a community that did great for us, we want to make sure that we're paying it forward. So as you begin to look for those opportunities, and as you begin to rise up that corporate ladder, and as you one day become the next Indira Arrington on Raul Acosta or Elizabeth De Leon, or even Jorge Martinez, who I know is doing a great job at Goldman Sachs and doing incredible things, always remember to come back home, to come back into our community. Never forget who we are como Dominicanos. And so as I conclude my remarks, just remember that como Dominicanos, that when we plan to achieve, but we dare to exceed, then great results we will see como Dominicano, como a community Dominicano. So with that, thank you all so very much. Thank you to the National Dominican Day Parade. Thank you to Maria, all of the volunteers, all of the sponsors, the board of directors, the stakeholders, and everyone that works so hard so that you can have these scholarships and make sure that you take that scholarship and remember the hard labor of not only those that helped to give, but those that came before us so that you can have that opportunity. So when you get that degree, remember that you are a proud Dominican, presente, ya tú sabes, hasta la tambora. Muchas gracias.
Sí, tú has practicado el español con el National Dominican Day Parade. Wasn't he fantastic, guys? Sid, we're so grateful for you to have accepted being our motivational speaker, and we're truly grateful here at today's scholarship ceremony. Thank you. Thank you, Sid. Thank you very much. So we're at the end.
República Dominicana, ese es mi país, la tierra del merengue y la bachata. Aquí yo nací, aquí tenemos de todo un poco. No te sorprendas, somos independientes gracias a Duarte, a Sánchez y a Mella. País como este en el mundo, yo nunca lo voy a ver. Si andas buscando mujeres bonitas, ven a RD, playa, montañas y ríos.
Hola mi gente, les habla Raúl Acosta de Oro Sólido. Quiero darle las gracias a la directiva, a toda la directiva de la Dominicana de Nueva York por este gran premio, este Lifetime Achievement Award. Muchísimas gracias, que Dios me los bendiga y esperamos estar siempre a la orden de ustedes. Okay, so we're very grateful and very thankful to the National Dominican Day Parade for this Lifetime Achievement Award. We're very happy, excited, and we hope you guys always know that we will always be there at any time, at any place, any moment you guys need us, okay? Thank you for the wonderful job you're doing. Thank you to all the honorees and all the kids receiving the scholarships. It's more than beautiful. God bless you guys.
También por la combinación de la bachata y la presidente. Mi abuela me dijo que en Dominicana tenemos el sazón. Siempre estamos lindos, activos en la calle. Y con lo de todo lo hacemos con el corazón. Y nunca nos falta de mi Diosito la bendición. Si yo he de volver a nacer en Santo Domingo, tiene que ser. Muchos me dicen que aquí no hay ley, pero yo le respondo, mi loco, aquí siempre estamos bien. Si yo he de volver a nacer en Santo Domingo.